Well, what do we have here? Usually you guys know I'm a GEC guy, but I do try to give Case the benefit of the doubt and the other brands that are still in production. I still want to pick up a Canal Street cutlery knife if I have a chance. But anyway, that's an aside. So today, what do we have? We obviously have a WR Case & Sons case knife, tested XX. Warning, cancer and reproductive harm. P65 warnings, California government. So take that for what you want to take it for. I'm not going to get into any kind of discussion or debate about California, but feel free to make whatever comments you would like to make. So you can see here, this is a Barlow and SMBN. I'm not sure what that stands for. It is smooth bone, so maybe smooth bone, and it is antique smooth bone. So let's pull this out. If you keep up with Case, you know that they recently pulled some knives out of the vault, and they, for 2019, have re-released their Barlows. So I decided I would pick up one of the Barlows because I know a lot of times I'm pretty heavy on the GEC content and I don't really cover a lot of the other knives. So this is a pattern that does happen to appeal to me, and I figured I would give it a shot. The multiple blade patterns didn't appeal to me too much, but this single blade I did like. So I went on ahead and picked it up. So fresh out the tube for you guys to look at with me. First off, the first thing that jumps out to me, and I saw it a second ago. Yeah, you can see there, that polished finish isn't really too polished. Let's see, even on this side, you can see there are tons of scratches left in that bolster. It is pinched, it is lined. There is the Case logo here. And like I said, you can see this antique smooth bone with brass pins and brass liners. The back spring does appear to be polished, which is pretty interesting. Let's check the centering. The centering does appear to be off, but it's not rubbing. It appears to be off to the pile side, which would be this side without the shield. You can see that the spring is terminated pretty flat. This does have a nail nick pull, and it is in surgical steel. So it goes to the half stop. There is a half stop. Some of you guys are obsessed about the back spring being flush in the half position, which is highly unusual in a production knife, but there you go for whatever that's worth. And fully open. So you can see kind of that blunted spear point blade. And again, one of the differences I pointed out before, you can see that there's really not a point. And I mean, this knife is pretty sharp, but I can push my thumb down on the point of this knife and I'm not too worried about it being cut. And the reason for that is Case doesn't leave a protective tab on the tip of their knives as it processes through the factory. GEC does. So if you look at a GEC spear point, and I should have had one beside me, but I'll probably do a follow-up. You'll notice that the tips of GEC knives are always pointy. Let's check the finish of the blade. Again, it is polished, but there do appear to be some fairly significant scratches, at least on that one side and on this side as well. The knife does feel fairly sharp. I don't have a piece of paper right here with me that doesn't have personal information on it, so I'm not gonna cut anything with it right this second. Let's see how the walk and talk is. Okay. It does feel a little bit gritty. Can you hear that? I think you can hear that. It does feel a little bit gritty, but the walk and talk is pretty decent. I like a snappy knife. I'd say that this is definitely a 7 or a 7.5 on my personal pull scale. And I tend to like a heavier knife. So some people feel like whatever I rate it at, it's actually maybe a half a point to a point higher for them. I don't have any issue pulling it open. It's a little bit more firm once you get to the half stop, but very nice knife, very decent size. If memory serves, it's 3 5/8 inches closed. Like I said, spear point, polished bolster, polished surgical steel blade, line bolster, smooth antique bone. You can see there, pretty nice stuff. Overall, not a bad knife. I think this knife cost me, I think $65 out the door, shipping and everything. So not an awful knife, but again, I think we're seeing here the fit and finish just isn't up to par with the other knives like a GC knife. And I know somebody in the comments gonna say, but a GC knife is $70, $80, $90. That is true, but is the extra $10, $15, $20 worth it to you for a knife that's not going to come with bolsters that still have, let's see if I can get it on camera again, that still have these scratches in the bolster? Oh man, it's not going to show up now. Oh, there we go. It's not going to come with scratches like this in the bolster. It's not going to come with scratches like that on the blade. You know, so I don't know. That's up to you. The shield here, if you weren't aware, this shield is also glued in. It's not pinned like they used to back in the day. You can see here, there's no pin behind that shield. You'll be able to see the little rivet in there. So I'm not knocking the knife. I bought the knife. I wanted to check it out. But again, this is a model that they brought back from the vault, limited edition. I believe the words that I heard from the case rep at the SHOT Show, in the SHOT Show video I watched, was once this year is over or once they sell out, they'll go back to the vault, and who knows when they'll come back out. So I mean, they're really hyping this knife up as something special. I had really high hopes that it was going to be something special, but it appears to be, you know, your average case knife in 2018, 2019. So take it for what it's worth. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I'll probably do another video with a GC Barlow that's similar side by side with this, but I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember, a lazy man carries a dull knife.